Broadcasting live from Youngville, North Carolina and Ontario, Canada. This is Gotmead Live, a weekly show where Vicky Rowe and AJ Airments bring you the mead news, meadery info, and mead making discussions from all over, talking with mead makers, mead owners, industry mavens, and influencers. This is Gotmead Live, a weekly podcast about mead and the people who love it and where the mead world is going. And now here are your hosts, Gotmead owner Vicky Rowe and mead and wine maker AJ Airments.
From the den of the puppies of the apocalypse in northern Michigan and the palatial retirement estate in Minnesota, it's Gotmead Live. Welcome to the show. We are AJ-less tonight. She's having her birthday, so wish her a happy birthday. Tonight we're talking with we're going to be talking with Corey Mason from TreeHive Meadery, and he makes some pretty gosh darn good mead. So it'll be fun to dig into how he's doing that, and you know what his techniques are and things like that. In the meantime, though, I want to say thanks to all the folks who have renewed or signed up for Gotmead patron membership over the last couple of weeks. That's how we keep the lights on, and it's getting increasingly more difficult. So thank you. So if you aren't a patron member, it's just $30 a year, about 50 cents a week. Get you access to the patron boards on the Gotmead forum, patron Facebook group, award-winning recipes that are in there. And you can go to Gotmead. You can go to Gotmead.com community for the forum, and that will sorry, I got letting Corey in trying to type and talk at the same time, and I just don't do that very well. That will let you sign up free for the forum, and if you would like to upgrade to a patron, you can do it from there. So, and again, much appreciated. Thank you guys. If you want to catch us live, you can see us on. You can listen to us, since we don't have video these days yet, on YouTube, Twitch, X, Facebook, on the Gotmead page, and we're also, I think it's going out on Instagram, but that's like a special link, so I'll have to double check that. We are going to be, and of course, if you want to catch us in reruns, so to speak, you can get us on all those platforms as well as all the normal podcast platforms. We're up there, except Spotify, which has decided that they don't like video feeds, so they stopped carrying my stuff. So I've got a support ticket in with them, and we'll get that fixed. So in the meantime, though, yeah, Twitch, we are twitch.tv/meadwench. YouTube, we are youtube.com/@Gotmead. X, it's x.com/realgotmead. Facebook, facebook.com/Gotmead. And Instagram is instagram.com/Gotmead. And you can find our social on facebook.com/Gotmead. That's our main page. And facebook.com/groups/Gotmead is our main group. We ask 3 questions. Please answer them, and we'll let you right on in. That's how we keep the spammers and the bots out. On Twitter, again, Real Gotmead. So feel free to tweet us during the show if you like. If you do the X thing, or Zetus, or whatever they're calling it now, I don't know. If you want to send us questions, comments, criticisms, people you think we need to have on the show, etc., go to Gotmead.com. Put your mouse over, but don't click Gotmead Live Radio Show. Click the drop down. That'll take you to a form that goes to me, Kevin, and AJ. So we will definitely get it. In the meantime, though, let's welcome Corey. And nice to have you here, dude.
Yeah, glad to be able to make it.
Cool. So, have you got things kind of pulled back together after the fun of Sugar Belt 2 months ago?
Oh yeah, it's been nonstop ever since.
Oh, I'll bet. That's a good kind of nonstop, though, right?
Yeah, we're actually finally gonna bottle the mead I poured at Sugar Belt tomorrow night.
Oh, so,
yeah. Cool. Not the Mulord, the other one.
Yeah, no, Mulord. You can do whatever you want with the Mulord. I won't be drinking that one, but the other ones were amazing. So
great. Yeah, I've been waiting, and finally I feel like it's ready, and it's International Mead Day this Saturday, so I figured that my birthday combined, I figured it was a good time to release a new mead, and that one's the one. So
all right, sounds great. What is it?
It is the blueberry, blackberry, blackcurrant. I gosh, I don't remember how many different kinds of honey, and then maple syrup. And the maple syrup I got is locally made, well, sort of locally made, within an hour and a half from me, from a pretty famous place in south of Bloomington, Illinois, called Funk's Grove. If you ever look at Funk's feed, like from way back, that is the same family of Funk's Grove.
Okay.
And they have, but they call it maple syrup, and they spell it different than most syrup. so
Oh,
it's
okay.
uh, so it's pretty interesting. But they do a really good job. I really like their maple syrup. So, and
Nice.
it just ties everything in, locally and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked up some local maple syrup today because we're going up to the UP for a camping trip, and we were going to make French toast for breakfast tomorrow or day after tomorrow, when our first day in the campground. And out of the giant head size cinnamon rolls that we get from the Hilltop Restaurant in Lawrence, Michigan, and then we're going to, instead of using milk and eggs, we're going to use Bailey's and eggs.
Oh, nice. Hey, yeah, your Bailey's isn't going to go bad, right?
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's like, and it tastes good. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting breakfast. So
Yeah, I just spent 2 days in the woods. We just got back actually, around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then I've been catching up ever since.
yeah.
So
Yeah, we head out at crack of dawn tomorrow, and then it's an 8-hour drive up to the Keweenaw, the upper part of the way up in the north of the Upper Peninsula.
oh wow.
And that bit that sticks out.
So I'm
Yeah, that's
actually
great.
drinking your boozy blueberry pie.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one.
I miss that mead.
That is good. You had me at bourbon barrel, to be honest.
Right? Yeah. And
Uh,
why have you not made this again? I mean, hello.
I don't know, to be honest. It's one of them that actually over the last couple of weeks I've been asked about more than most meads, but yeah, that one is on my list to remake. Actually,
Yeah,
just anything regular blueberry is on my list to make right now.
yeah, it's got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I think just the balance on this alone is enough reason to buy it. You did it just a fantastic job melding the nutmeg, the cinnamon, the allspice, and the brown sugar note that complements the bourbon barrel. It's lovely. Really enjoying this a lot.
Nice. That one was, I really enjoyed making that one. That one, I made my big base batch of blueberry. I think that might have been the first use of when I upgraded to a 500 or a 625 liter, vessel. And so that one ended up, I made the big batch of blueberry, then I split it 3 different ways. So, and that was what I did with part of it. In doing that mead, I learned back sweetening I need to do before I put it into the barrel. So that's something I didn't do. So when that was, the reason it says boozy blueberry pie is because it was really, really boozy in the barrel. And then when I back sweetened it, all that booze left. Like,
Okay.
yeah, like it was really big bourbon. So it's pretty awesome that it held up the way it did.
Well,
So,
the bourbon character here is apparent, but I wouldn't call it like really boozy, like a lot of bourbon barrel type stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, at least, that's desirable. A certain amount of that boozy bourbon stuff, that's fine, but it's not overpowering. It's just really well melded in, and it's just very, very enjoyable. So thank you for making it. I'm having a good time with it.
thanks.
I am curious if this was your first time doing a batch of that size. Are you using a blueberry puree, whole fruit? What are you doing there?
On that one in particular, it was blueberry concentrate. So that's
okay.
And I add. So I've done it multiple ways. On this one that one in particular, I know I actually fermented the blueberry juice concentrate and added blueberry juice concentrate on the back end. So it was one of those things where I was trying to get the most out of the blueberry, kind of like I would do almost anything. It's always the back end flavoring is where I kind of go for, but that one is definitely that.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah, you need to make that again so I can buy some. Just saying.
It's on my list.
Okay. All right. Get your ass in here, man.
Oh wait,
Gee.
maybe I should start writing my list down.
Right? Yeah, it'd be good if you make it, write your list down.
Well, my next question was going to be, how deep is your list? Because
Yeah.
that's the perennial problem. It's like, well, I got about 300 things on my list. What am I
So that list always grows, and usually it's because I have one of those minds that likes to put it all up in there and forget about things and then go back to things. But it's there's always something that I need to remake or make, or something that pops in my head when I try it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to make this. Like that's on my list now, and then I'll forget about it. Then I'll come back and I'm like, oh yeah, that's one of those things I wanted to try. And then every now and then you're like, oh great, someone else just did that. The same, like a week before I either am releasing mine or putting it, into the fermenter. So
Yeah.
I still have not released a dreamsicle mead because of that. That was on my list, and I had it going, and it just hasn't ever panned out for me. I just never finished it.
Oh, jeez.
So you actually had it going. Well, does that imply you dumped it and you don't have it going now?
No, what it is I made a base of orange, and the orange I just don't like orange. I think, I don't know. I just don't like the way it ferments. I don't like any of it. Like, it doesn't have that big orange flavor like you would like, I guess. Like when you're thinking dreamsicle, like it's not orange juice by any means. So even though there's like big orange juice concentrate, the orange just has never popped for me yet. So
Yeah.
so I've used it as a blend.
How would you get
more
the
than
cream
anything.
character in there is the next question, right?
I mean, just lots of vanilla. I mean,
Yeah.
that vanilla does
That's
wonders.
it's the vanilla. So yeah.
That's the only thing that I think it needs. I'm seeing everyone say hi everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. You watching the chat? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like coming across. I've got chats from the page, the group, and Twitch. And
No, and they all show up on you.
Yeah, I get them all in one feed, and I have to switch back and forth between the different, because I can send out to everybody at once, or I can send out to the individual areas depending.
Nice, Carlos. You're one of the mead makers I've never met, buddy. Someday.
Oh, you want to?
Meet you. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to? Yeah, I haven't actually met Carlos yet, but we had him on the show, and I've had I've had several of his meads.
Nice.
Yeah, you see, he says orange is really hard to get away from the pithiness if you're really careful with the peels.
Yeah. And what's funny is now, I don't know. I think you guys kind of know that I have a full bar at my place, so I'm able to. I make mead in the back, and then everything that crosses the door is taxed at gallon prices, and then I have a bar basically. So my tasting room is also a full service kind of bar. I do beer and cocktails. Well, the cocktails is where I've been having fun lately, and I've been able to make dreamsicle with an alcohol called Liquor 43. And
Liquor for Quarenti taste.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, the little beers, Well, if you mix Liquor 43 and orange juice and add a little bit of heavy cream, or even just half of it, it is a dreamsicle, and it is freaking amazing.
It is freaking amazing. Yeah, I got introduced to that by a friend of mine, and it was like for a while there, I was like obsessed with the stuff. I don't buy it as often now, but that stuff is good.
I'm going through about 2 bottles a weekend right now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have to get down your way just so I can check the place out.
So yeah, it is a destination. One of the home brewers from Indianapolis has been over the last couple weekends, Dean Struvald. I don't know if you've ever seen his name pop up, but in the Indiana Brewers Cup, he He's a really good award-winning mead maker over there. Anyway, he showed up now twice. So once for just the mead, then came back for mead plus a band. So it was pretty funny. But it is. I always say it is a destination. There's not much around me unless you want to go to Champaign, which is 45 minutes away. And then there's camping 7 minutes away. So
Oh, nice.
other than that, I'm a one-stop shop for alcohol and any kind of beverage you need.
Hey, cool.
Uh,
Very cool. That would be good. Yeah, I don't know what the hell. I saw Kevin was like, and I'm drinking shit. I'm like, shit, I've got some TreeHive. Why the hell am I not drinking TreeHive?
I don't know. You just didn't plan ahead far enough, I guess.
No, well, I've been running, like I said, I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut
Yeah.
off all day, prepping for the trip today. And I finally was like, it's literally like 10 after 8, and I like put the last thing down. I'm like, oh, right, I got to get some, run that back down to the basement for the 42nd time today. And that grabbed the first bottle I saw, which was a bottle of White Winter Winery Plum Mead. Which I'm like, okay, that works. Not even thinking, but we have TreeHive on tonight. So yeah, this one's good though. Full ABV mead, nice soft plum, strong honey aroma. The flavor is really soft and very fruity. The plum is really mellow. It's well integrated, and you get definite plum, but it's not like in your face. And the honey is really clean and bright. All in all, really nice, easy drinker, man. I like it. This is one of those ones where I tend to drink the whole bottle and then really regret it afterwards. Highly recommend it. Yeah, whitewinter.com, y'all. They're on Vino Shipper. Definitely check these guys out. That was the first meadery I ever got, not including Chaucer's because they don't count. First meadery I got commercial mead from.
Nice.
Way back like 25 years ago, 30 years ago. He's been around a long time.
Yeah, I think you can even buy him off of Amazon. He's one of them
Yeah.
that shows up on Amazon.
He is, yeah. And he's actually looking to retire. So if you know somebody in northern Wisconsin who'd like to buy a meadery,
Barn burner. That is a yes. I do serve the Lord.
yeah.
I'm one of those degenerates, even though I'm South Central Illinois, basically.
Yeah.
Or
You and Chris Clark. What is this? What is this thing? Isn't Chris in Illinois too?
no, he's in Ohio.
He's in Ohio. That's right. Yeah. Oh, and and mommy. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what the heck it is. Some kind of disease y'all got.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. He's handing that stuff out, and people were at the sugar belt, and people are coming and they're going, "You got Malort? I need some of that," And I'm just like, "Who are you people?"
There's an audience for everything, no matter.
I know. Yeah, it's just, it's hilarious. Let me get our sponsors in here because I need to. So all right, discover Honeybrook Craft Meadery with 2 Colorado locations to serve you. Visit our original Castle Rock tasting room and production facility, or our brand new Littleton Mead Cottage and Garden. Choose from our 20 taps of wonderful light and refreshing craft mead. Find us using your favorite map app or visit us at honeybrook.com. That's HONNI brook.com. They're also on Vino Shipper, so check them out. All right, back to the fun stuff.
Stand up guys, by the way, for Honeybrook.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're great guys. I love them.
One of the girls that works for me, she just did a trip with her grandma, and she went to Colorado, and I gave her a list of 4 people to go see, and they were one of them. And she took them some bottles, and then they sent me back some bottles. So awesome. we finally enjoyed one on Sunday. So
all right,
yeah, so it was pretty awesome. I haven't seen them since Mazer Cup, day. So, but they're always on my list of places to go check out when I'm there.
Yeah, so. I remember when I met them. They were at the Mazer Cup, and they just opened the place. I mean, they hadn't been open, more than a few months, and they were pouring at the mixer. And I checked them out, and I ended up spending a good chunk of the mixer at their table because their mead was so good. And it was totally, it was different and new. And they were doing sessions before it was cool. And, it was just all the way around. They just really, right out of the gate, man, they hit the ground running.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was awesome that they have a second location now. So, and that's the one
Yeah.
she got to go to. I didn't even get.
Oh,
I haven't
cool.
been to that one.
I haven't even seen their first location yet. So it's like all the times I've been in Colorado and I've never gotten down to their place because we were always way the heck up in Broomfield, you know. But yeah, and I never would I never got more than a couple miles from the hotel at any given time.
Yeah.
So I always consider myself lucky if I actually got to like actually leave the hotel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those last couple of years, since it had calmed down and we didn't have as many people, we definitely did our own excursions more,
Yeah.
and so it was fun.
I miss our beer hunting trips we used to take back in the early days when we get done, you know, you're in that I don't want to see Mead for a few days thing after 3-4 days of judging. You're like, yeah, no, okay, I'm done. And at that point, you know, it's like beer sounds really good.
Oh yeah.
And you can't swing a cat without hitting a brewery in Colorado. So we go off and we go beer hunting, you know, and
Yep, and I've definitely shipped and flew with a lot of beer back from Colorado.
yeah. Oh, I know. I remember people that would be out there and they literally would have nothing in their suitcase but local beers and, you know, and whatever meads they come across and whatnot.
Yeah. My favorite place out there is what's is actually the turn of me, I guess, of drinking lagers, but Bierstadt was the brewery out there that changed me. Turned me into someone that likes lagers now. But we have a party every year at a friend's house, and he ended up asking me to pick up a keg. So, and it just happened to be that Carrie was going out there, and she brought me back 2 kegs of beer stock while she was out there. So it was pretty epic.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, can you pick this up? I mean, it's gonna be weird. I'm like, 2 kegs. Yep, 2 6-stools of.
I'm gonna see if you got pulled over leaving the state. You know, ma'am, why do you have 2 kegs of beer there? Well, see, there's this thing.
Gosh, the things we do for stuff we like.
Oh, I know.
First time I went to well, it wasn't the first one, but the second time I went to Superstition and went out to Prescott. It was like a guild gathering, and you're picking up bottles, and then we go out and we start going to the stores out there as well. And I found other meads, and I actually found a bunch of Polish mead out there, and I was like, I've got to buy it. So it cost me $50 for the shipping containers and another $50 in shipping.
Yeah.
And then that was just what I shipped home. So $100 for what I shipped home plus what I paid for it. And then another $50 for an extra checked bag.
Yeah. Australia was like that for me. It was like, fortunately, I didn't have to buy another container. I had my travel case box in the bag, and then Hamish had a case box without a bag, but I just taped the shit out of it, you know. And I had like 2 cases of Aussie mead and honey and blah 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 coming back, and oh my god, it was like $150 for extra boxes coming back, but it was well worth it. I got to bring that back and take it with me to the Mazer and get to share Australian mead with everybody, and hardly anybody had it, you know, unless you've been there. So. You know, because hardly any of it makes it over to this side of the pond unless it's carried by somebody like me or you or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But now, you know, you can get and this guy's going to be on actually in 2 weeks that's doing Center Imports. He's actually on Vino Shipper, and he's got Eastern European meads. Really. And he's and you can buy him right off Vino Shipper, and he's got Apis, he's got who else he got? Hang on, I can tell you.
Yeah, I get Pazaki Yaros, if that's the way you say it.
Yeah, Pasieka Yaros.
Yeah, so I got Millenniac, I've got Karani, A&M, and then Tribunalski. I have those 4 because I go through a company, that I don't use that often, but I actually do sell a lot of Polish mead bottles at my place.
Really? Oh, I didn't know you could get them. Well, dude, great. You'll be my source then for some of that stuff, because I don't know that I'm going to get back to Poland in the next couple of years.
So, and then the year I was opening in 2023, I bought myself, over $500 in Polish mead, and
It's
I think I'm
it's easy
drinking
to
one of
do.
the last
Yeah.
bottles right now. So I'm drinking a Jadwiga right now. So
Jadwiga's, I love Jadwiga, man. That's just,
yeah,
and they're, if you get the chance to go over there, they often go there for like side trips, and their facility's pretty cool, and they'll sit there and tell you all day long how they make it and everything. It's really neat. Yeah, okay, so Center's got Apomed. Let's see, Nidhogger, which we had him on a month and a half ago, and he's UK. And let me see, what's Vajra Dunaj. Purple tips, blah, 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 blah. I think this is actually a wine, but he's picking up more and more stuff. And he actually asked me to get him some people to talk to. So I got to get him a list. Yeah, I got to get him a list of all the people. But Apomed's really good. I had a bunch of their stuff when I went to a brewing festival when I was over there last time, and I just happened to be going on in the same building where we were having the competition. So we got done. They're like, "So there's this brewing festival." And we're like stampeding for the door, you know.
yeah, yeah, it sounds like something I would definitely be interested in on that.
Yeah, it was way cool. Yeah, but I would check his stuff out. The stuff ain't cheap, but then you're not going to be paying as much for shipping as you would if you had to get it, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the shipping was more than I paid in mead.
Oh yeah, more than you paid me. Well, and these days it's that. I mean, shoot, I paid $60 to ship a box of clothes to my daughter today.
Oh, gosh. Yep.
Yeah.
Shipping's not cheap right now.
No, it's really not. It really is.
It's definitely changed the way I do things. So you were talking about Vino Shipper and everything. I don't put stuff on Vino Shipper that much anymore because of that. Is because I know I shouldn't feel bad, but I feel bad when someone's paying $30 for shipping for 2 or 3 bottles, and then the packaging is costing me $17 now, which it used to be around 10, but now the prices on the containers to ship in, and I guess that's also me. I usually use styrofoam shippers.
Yeah, I like styrofoam shippers.
It's just crazy. So then people are in for about $40-50, which is another bottle or two of mead before they ever get a mead. So it's
it's rough. I will go into Vino Shipper, and I'll start going through, and I'll just add things to the cart, and then I'll go look at the cart and go, no, that was fun. It's like, okay, so it's like I was looking at Billy's, at Lost Cause, and he doesn't ship to Michigan, so this is just me being futile, but I go in and I'm like, oh yeah, I want another bottle of Wolf and this and this and this. And I get over here and I'm like, okay, that's one case, which usually gets you a case discount, which is nice. And that's like $350, and then the shipping's $175. And it's like, what?
Yep, it's almost cheaper just to fly and pick it up yourself and bring it back.
Well, I was just thinking, if I want to pick up a case of your stuff, I'll just drive down there and crash over, and we'll do dinner or something, and
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
I mean, it's probably take me about 6 hours to get to your place, I think.
Yeah, I used to drive up to when we were in St. Louis or Belleville, it was like right at 9 hours when we'd go up to Petoskey. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Petoskey's like 2 hours north of me. So.
Yeah, I'm 3 hours closer now than that. So not too bad. I'm only, 2.5. I'm 3 hours from the south side of Chicago. 3.5 hours to like Grays Lake area.
Okay.
Chicago,
it takes me 3.5 hours to get to Chicago.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, you're right. 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's worth the drive and the destination trip.
Get to hang with my friends, that's all right.
Yeah.
So that'll be all right. So what are you working on right now? You got new stuff happening?
So funny that you should say that. I actually, no, I started last week. I picked up black currants. I was about to drive all the way to Wisconsin to buy and pick up black currants. And about 5 days before I was going to do that, I get a phone call saying, hey, or a message saying, hey, we have these black currants. Sorry, it didn't work out for the white currants. I'm like, oh, no problem. And I'm like, okay, which person is this, right? Because last year I missed out. Last year I missed out on
Who's I
black currants.
talking to?
Yeah. So, and then I was just like, okay, what am I going to do here? So I started talking to him, and he was $1.25 cheaper on black currants per pound, and 6 hours less driving for what I would have done that day. And then, so what I ended up doing was calling him and saying, hey, well, actually, I called someone else first and said, hey, I've got another mead maker who said he's always looking for black currants. So I sent him, which was Jason Swalback, Hex Meadery, because they're in Wisconsin. And then I said, I'm sorry. I'm like, I feel bad that I said I would be here and then I'm not going to show up, but I'm getting them cheaper. What's crazy is they're basically the same company. But I was able to pick up my black currants basically in Champaign, Illinois. So local. So
Nice.
I mean, how much? So it can't get better than that for me.
No.
And then so I got these black currants, and then I finally started this batch. So I'm making black currants, and then it just happened to be I judged a black currant vanilla that was really good at Indiana Brewers Cup, and so this is going to be black currant vanilla, which will be my first time doing just blackcurrant vanilla, which is weird, but it was really good. And I know I've had some before, but this is going to be the first time I make one on my own. So
yeah, I think now, are you doing everything in primary, bringing
vanilla on the back
juicing
end?
the berries? What are you doing?
This is gosh, what do I have? Like 700 pounds of blackcurrant and almost 200 pounds of honey, I guess, primary. And then, yeah, so I'm going to ferment that out and then see where it is. And then on the back end. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So that's 3.5 pounds of black currants per pound of honey.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
that's just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. So it's going really well. I was worried.
A lot of black currant.
Wow. I videoed at least 2 of these punch downs, and the first one I couldn't even get my tool through. It was ridiculous. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get this? And I've done full fruit like this before, but for some reason, I don't know what was going on here, but it was.
Well,
but now it pushes down a lot easier.
Did you crush the fruit somehow?
They were frozen, and then I thawed them out, so they were already, kind of getting mushy in a little ways. But these were, man, I don't know. they're different.
I mean, my experience with black currants is even when you break them up pretty good, they seem to reconstitute in their original form, like blueberries do. They swell up. They're round. They're pretty solid. They aren't mushy at all. That actually kind of makes them hard to work with, like you're saying. It's a challenge, but you still get a lot of flavor, no matter what, for sure.
It's gonna come out, very tart. So no matter what, and then it's gonna take.
Well, that's what the honey's for, man.
Are you adding water or just
no?
I don't.
From the fruit. Just juice from the fruit. I won't add water to this. This one. So, and we'll see how this one goes. I've done it before. I've done blackcurrant by itself, blackcurrant elderberry. And I like working with the fruit, and it's fun. I feel like it's just we have a few of us that use it, or a lot more than used to be. I know Ken was one of the first, so it was always great. I love Black Agnes. I still have like 4 different years worth of Black Agnes in my cellar. Yeah. So blackcurrant's just one of those that you start making, and it's just, you're like, oh, this is why people use it. It just, it's silky, when you get the mead done, it's so nice. But yeah,
it's an awesome fruit from mead. I agree.
I found like a half a case, 12 bottles. So I do, my case size is 24. I go beer cases. Most of my bottle cases are 24, so I always have to say that. But I found a little over 12 bottles of my first blackcurrant mead.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. It was in the same week. We found 8 bottles of my first barrel aged mead, which was Unexpected Journey Part 1, and I'm very happy about that because that was the barrel aged Tupelo honey in a Penelope barrel, and it was like this, had this great custard flavor with this barrel, and it was just beautiful. And so I'm glad to have bottles of that again. So,
Man.
so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
No kidding.
I don't know if I'm going to sell any of those. I think I'm going to drink them all myself.
You know, that's a quick way to close a business.
Yeah, I know. Someday we'll see.
So, are you using a specific special kind of yeast for your blackcurrant? Have you done any trials to get the right one?
So I would have to go back and look what the very first time I used blackcurrants was, but the second time, and which I'll use every single time now, is I believe it's RB 133.
I'm not familiar with
if
that
you've
one.
never heard of that, it's I can't look at my phone to look up the picture of it to make
I'll go
sure
look
that's
it up.
right. Yeah, but I want to say that's the right numbers. Anyway, I found it just by searching, but in it actually says it's for a white wine, but then it says in reds it softens acidity. So and I've used it twice now, and it actually does. So that's been my, I don't know if it's a secret by any means, but it's the people that play with yeast, I guess, will find it eventually, and that's the thing that I've been using.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm one of those people that I very rarely use the same yeast twice on new batches, unless it's something that has worked perfectly the first time. But I'm even though I've been making mead professionally as in November, it will be 5 years professionally. I still feel like I'm just a, what is the word I use? An educated home brewer, basically. Yeah. So, and it's just one of those things. I just feel like I'm still in that stage, even though it's still a business. But if I'm not, if it changes from what it is now, it's not fun for me, I guess. So, I do, the business side, I still keep going, but it's one of those things where I like to play still. So I like to look at different yeast, and different ingredients, and be like, oh, I think this and this can go together. But like I said earlier, by the time I've thought of something, sometimes it's happened all the time where someone else has either already done it. I might have already had something like it, but I forgot. So I was just looking at one earlier, and I'm like, oh, I do have a mead in here. I'm like, okay, so my whole Mulort thing, even though the Mulort, of course, is, I'm pretty sure, the very first one ever made, lime mead in a Mulort barrel. But but yeah, it's silly sometimes when I'm making up something, and then I'm like, and then someone's like, oh yeah, I've done that. Well, I talked to Brian Galbraith, Impossible, basically daily. So we're always bouncing things off, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make this. Oh yeah, I did that once. Or he goes, don't you remember? I'm like, oh yeah, you did. So that's another one of my, I'm doing a cherry buckwheat.
Oh, okay.
It was
good combo.
Yeah, this was actually just, and it was just pulled 5 gallons off of my last big batch of fruit that I pressed, and the rest of it I had luckily almost 5 gallons, and so that's why I'm making the cherry buckwheat. But it's a 5-gallon test batch of cherry buckwheat, but the rest of it is in a bourbon barrel with cacao nibs and vanilla beans. So it's going to be a bourbon barrel aged chocolate cherry mead.
Oh dear.
So, and this was a collaboration with the local homebrew club that I've done. I believe this is our fourth time we've made a mead together. I think.
Nice.
So we've done a few, and each time I just let them decide what they kind of want to make, and there's been basically 3 times that it just overlaps a mead that's on my list. I'm like, oh, perfect, I want to make that. So I've been pretty happy with that relationship with my local homebrew club. But yeah, we did on that one. It was around 350 pounds of Ballatin and 350 pounds of Montmorency cherries from up in Michigan. King's Orchard shipped those to me.
Okay.
Yeah, we brought those down and added avocado blossom and also buckwheat honey to that to start, and that was also a really good day.
Nice.
But that one, I've been tasting that one. The barrel is not coming through, but the other flavors are so good. So it's always nice when you taste it when it's like halfway done and you're like, all right, this is good. So we'll keep seeing and waiting until that one's done.
Yeah.
But I have actually only made production wise those 2 meads this year.
Really?
As in, I have not produced anything else. I made so much last year, which was around 1,330 gallons, I think is what it ended up being.
Wow.
When I did my numbers, but I had like 400 or 450 in cider. So
okay.
I still have over 100 gallons of just cider to finish that I've been messing with, but each of those are experimental things. So I'm probably gonna have my first dry cider.
Okay.
And then I have a barrel fermented cider.
Oh, barrel fermented.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I was out of primary fermenters, and this guy had the apple juice, so I drove over my barrel and had him just fill up the barrel instead.
Where am I going to put this? Oh, look, an empty barrel.
Yeah. And then
necessity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I stuck some Hornadol in there, and Kvike, and let it go.
There you go. Took what, a day and a half?
It was just a little over a week for me. I don't know. I've never had those
it wasn't hot enough.
1 to 2 days. Yeah, it wasn't.
That was one, because Carvin said that when he did that the first time, I think it was the first time. Anyway, he put the fermenter, and of course he's out in Chandler, Arizona. So he put it on the picnic table in the backyard, and he says 24 hours later.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap.
Yeah. I've always loved those stories, and they just, I don't know. Yeah. I've done 2 of them. Well, yeah,
where I've stuck them outside. Here, thankfully.
Yeah. So. Well, you guys both remember the oh gosh, my mustard mead. The mustard that was also a Kvike that I stuck outside, but it didn't even fully attenuate, and it stayed right where it was at, so it was perfect. So
I'm thinking about setting up one with Kvike and setting it down in the bee yard on a day when we're going to hit 90. That might be fun.
Yeah, I want to play around more with it. It's just I'm not set up to, control the temperature without sticking it outside, and so it's just one of those things.
Well, and I mean, everybody's set up to be, like at a sort of steady temperature.
Yes.
And 70s or maybe high 70s. Sometimes even high 60s, but yeah, okay, you want to get it up to 95 or 100, that's going to take a different setup.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, mine's set up for like low 60s, or mid 60s sometimes.
That makes sense.
So far it seems to work out.
I figure when I do it, since I'll be working with 5 or 6 gallon batches, I'll just wrap a heating pad around it, and
Yes.
Got a few of those. I need them from, for after we're done hanging drywall, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's what's funny about what changed my mead making was the fact that I shared a mead at the Advanced Mead Makers Conference back in 2017, and it was it was actually the second time that I had met Carbon, and which the first time, like me and him were sitting across the table from each other at like Sellerman's and you know what
God, it's been a while
Grosse
since I've
Pointe.
been to Sellerman. Yeah. I went
Not
there
Grosse
and
Pointe,
yeah,
but
loved their
Boyle Lake.
meads. I was so bummed when they closed.
Yeah. So we were, and then I was in my phone because it was also Derby Day that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then here I am 2 months later. He's, taking pictures at that class. And then we had the first night bottle share, and I share a mead with him. And he goes, "You're from running too high of a temperature." And I'm like, "Okay, thank you."
What was it?
It was an orange mead. That's what
An orange mead. Oh, okay. Now we know why you don't like to make orange meads.
I've never had luck with the oranges. So he told me that, and I took that knowledge just to heart. So I'm always that's the biggest thing. If you're having issues with mead and people say that your mead just isn't right, or if it's not, it seems to always be a temperature control issue. So
a lot of the time it is. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I've been doing. I used to do it. And it was in the kitchen, in our other house in North Carolina, and the air was going all the time. But if I was making a meat in the spring before we were on constant air, if the temperature spiked, and it often did, we'd go up 40 degrees in a day, and then I'd have it get ruined. So now here, even though I don't have running water in the basement, I'm just gonna make do with a good hose, and I could bring that in through the sliding glass door, but to get my water in there if I'm using water. But I'm gonna make the mead in the basement. It stays at 68 like all the time. So it'll I won't have any trouble with things going too high.
I wish I had a basement. Well, back in the day, I wish I had a basement at home. Now I have a whole meatery to deal with my temperature.
Right.
But actually,
giant tanks and stuff.
Yeah, I just bought a second glycol chiller, which is got it from Brian. So he had an extra one, and I'm looking at buying a new tank, and I needed a glycol chiller for that tank and another tank that I already bought. So I'm trying to upgrade and trying to so now I'll have 2 glycol chillers.
Okay.
And I'll be running.
There was a meadery that was shutting down in your general vicinity, and that
Hex.
No, Peter, Second City.
Oh, Second City.
Meadery. Yeah.
Second City, yeah, that was it. Yeah. There was a couple of them that were out in the central Midwest area.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing lately. I've got a lot of people that started doing mead at the same time as I did, and we've lost a decent amount of those guys already, and even people even before them.
Yeah.
Gosh, I was actually looking at Sergio Mead before I came in here. When you messaged me, I'm like, okay, who am I going to drink tonight? And I'm like,
who am I going to drink tonight?
Yeah. And I'm like, I got to have that.
I took a bottle of Murder of Crows to the summer picnic my beekeeping club does. And they're all drinking it going, oh my God. And like the next day I get an email going, would you speak at the Mead conference in Michigan? And I'm like, at the beekeepers conference, down in Ann Arbor, and I'm going, I am a new beekeeper, and you don't want me on a stage. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And they're like, no, we want you to come down and show us how to make mead. And I'm like, oh, that I could do. I know how to do that.
Nice.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, that's really nice, but why would you want me? So yeah, and my club, and then the other club that I go to sometimes, they're both of them, and they're telling me they want me to do classes. So I'm like, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It's fun. I think I told you before. I truly don't like talking to people, like in front of people.
You don't like what? Yeah, I was gonna say talking to people. Please, Corey.
I can talk to you all day long. Especially if I'm behind a bar.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things. We did a beekeeping class, and it wasn't me that hosted it, but he kept asking me questions just because I kept bees for like a year and a half. And I'm just like, oh gosh, okay, here I am. I'm like, well, what's funny is we have different styles of beekeeping, and it's always interesting because you talk to one beekeeper and the next one they're all different. Kind of like mead making, But yeah, I I couldn't do that.
Yeah. No, I just say I've got a stack of beekeeping books and yeah, and I'm learning and I've got a mentor now from my club and fortunately he lives nearby, so I'm gonna get him to come up and take a look at my setup since I've got 2 hives that decided to abscond. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's always
I'm
fun.
like, come on, guys, really? Yeah, so
Yeah, my first year, I joined people that already had hives, so they taught me and took me under their wing for the year.
that's
So
nice.
like I was there from the beginning all the way through, and what ended up happening is there was like 9 hives on one site, and they were the closest to my house, right? So it was basically I'm in charge of these hives,
Oh,
and going into winter, we had like right before it started getting cold, we had 2 or 3 abscond, right? So then we're down to 6 or something like that. And then um and then going into right before it started getting cold, we went out and we fed everything, and then we came back during the first little freeze and half of them were gone. So then we're down to 3, and they, if they're light going into winter, they're not going to make it. I mean, it's just one of those things. And even the big strong hives didn't even make it, but that was also the winter that it was like got really stupid cold for like a week or 2. But these bees did. So all these 9 hives gone, and I'm like,
wow.
is this my fault? Like I felt like
Yeah.
horrible about it, right? Like I'm like, but it was my first year, and like I don't know.
I've been doing this since like March. Okay. So, I'm like super brand new, wet behind the ears, clueless newbie here. And yeah, I went down this morning because we're leaving tomorrow. And I was like, I know I got to go down and check the bees. And I've been putting it off for a couple days because it's been stupid hot, and stupid hot and a beekeeping suit just don't go together. So I'm down there and it's like, sweat running into my eyes that I can't rub away because I'm wearing a veil, and get into the hives and there's nobody home. And I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the other one, I've got 2 nukes, 2 5 frame nukes, and then I've got a 1 double deep full 8 frame box, and the 8 frame box is going gangbusters. I open it up and they all yell at me. They're like, Zzz! I'm busy. So yeah, I checked them all out and looked them over, and yeah, you guys are good. Here, have some more sugar water if you need it, and I'll leave you alone now. And
That's one of the number one questions when someone new walks in the door. So do you keep bees? And I have to always tell them I did, and I liked it, but it is a lot of extra work that I don't have time for anymore. So
it's also not a cheap thing to do. I mean, shoot. I mean, just one hive and getting into it with the bees and everything, you're talking close to $700-800, especially now.
Yep. And and when I first wanted to start doing it, it was a little bit cheaper, but now prices are, I think, doubled.
Yeah,
and
they're
it's just
skyrocketing.
insane. But luckily I have a decent amount of beekeepers around me. I have one of the local guys actually sent me a message yesterday saying, hey, I actually have 4 buckets for you. He's just now started pulling. So I'm like, this is awesome. So I'm getting that. And then I have a good deal with another guy that's like what I consider local. He's like right there in town. And so I've been using them a lot more, for the local honey, that is. So it hurts and it helps in a way, right? Like I tie it in locally and people are like, oh, I know this guy, he's my beekeeper. I buy honey from him all the time. But then if they don't have honey, then I don't have honey. So,
Yeah.
but I always have a ton of backstock of honey. So no matter what, that goes along with the brain thing I said earlier too, where I always have some extra ingredients to play with and extra honey to play with. So
That's
I have
all
lots
right.
of things. Lots of, like right now, I think I'm 1, 2. I think I have 3 different trads, different honeys for trads to make.
Okay.
And then I have the Peter Lavender that I think you both got to try at Valkyrie one.
I don't think I got to try Peter Lavender.
Oh, you missed out.
Dude, yeah, I like lavender, And
So-
we've got a Nathan question around that, so we'll do that. But
All right,
anyway,
So that's the one that you named because of the little snafu.
the snafu, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? I want to hear this
Peter
story.
Soderbergh.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
what 2024? Yeah. Go ahead.
23.
Yes.
23, I think.
Was it
Yeah,
23?
I think
All right.
so.
Okay.
It was last year's.
Yeah,
So it
we
wasn't
had a
this
little-
year.
Yeah, we had a little mix-up of the name of one of the participants that was placed on Corey's winning presentation of the awards. And
Okay.
his name was Peter Soderbergh.
Oh.
So Peter Soderbergh got credit for Corey's TreeHive win.
So each time I kept winning, and the second or third time, I'm like, man, this guy cannot have the same names as me. Like, why is it this guy's name instead of a meadery? I'm like, this is so weird. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's me. And then so
Oh yeah,
so that weekend, that night when we did our bottle share, I put on a little, hi, my name is Peter. And then so this year when I entered a mead called Hi, my name is Peter Lavender. And I had this great test batch of lavender mead that I made, and with local lavender, and I'm just, it was really nice. Well, I just kicked that keg this last week, and so that is also on my list of things to make. Is Peter Lavender again, batch 2.
Cool.
So it's been my most popular mead for the last 3 weeks that I had it on. So
wow, cool.
yeah. So.
Okay, so Nathan had a question around that, and he
All
said
right.
it had nothing to do with Peter Soderbergh.
Oh, okay.
What's the secret to making a Peter Stark Lavender Fields mead that does not taste like powdered soap or perfume?
So
And that's a popular question. I get that from people a lot.
So of course it's going to be the amount of lavender that you're putting in, but the biggest secret or trick that I have found, because I've actually done two lavender meads. The first one was lavender I found online, and it was just dried lavender. I didn't know what I was using.
Mhm.
Luckily, I found something a long time ago of how much to put in on certain things, and I could have really messed this one up, by the way, because I was actually using lavender and chamomile, and in it said it was like an ounce of basically dried flower, and either one, chamomile or lavender, per gallon, right?
Ounce?
So I believe it was an ounce or a half an ounce, but
Okay.
I'd have to go back and look again. But so I was about to do a pound of each in 50 gallons, and I stopped myself, and I only did a half a pound of each because I'm like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to add a full ounce of each one or something. So yeah, so you break it down. So yeah, I think you're right. Maybe it was half an ounce. So so the other thing is English lavender is the one you want. That one doesn't taste soapy. It is all aromatic. You still get lavender in the flavor. This lavender mead right now it tastes like candied lavender. Like it's honey, but it's like you're drinking it and it's just it's like sugar water lavender almost.
Nice.
It's even changed from when I made it, and and it placed at Valkyrie's. It's a completely almost different mead now, and it's better. So
Wow.
yeah, so I really enjoy it. I can't wait to make it again because it was one of those meads where I had 5 extra gallons of I believe it was sunflower blossom honey, and then I added this lavender to it, and it came out beautiful. And every now and then you get a win, I guess, like that. When it's
I feel like
the first try.
I feel like you get a lot of wins.
I like to tell
Based on
people
what I've had.
yeah, it's all my taste. I'm never gonna release something that I can't drink myself, even if it is made with Malort. But it is it's one of those things that I don't have a super palate. I mean, or by any means, I just know what I've liked. I've tried a lot of mead. I have a lot of mead. I mean, that's back in. It always cracks me up when people say, "Oh, I've never had anybody's mead except mine. That's good." I'm like, that's bull crap. You're not trying enough
Yeah,
mead.
every time I see that, it's like, that's horse shit. So you've never tried
Yeah,
any other mead? Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
Right.
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I went through my 500 bottle mead cellar of other people's mead, like I'm looking for
Right.
something to drink. That's my problem. I have so much mead, I don't know what to drink is what it is. So,
You have
uh,
decision indecision. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Mhm.
and that's what it is. I mean, I've learned along the way through mead judging, about more about balance and everything. And even through that, like, and just reading all the pages of how to ferment and correctly. And, you get once you have your sanitation down and your processes down, everything else, it comes to flavor.
Mhm.
And if it's not getting it the right time, the first time, you're going to add a little something, and that's basically what it is. I I think mead making is more about like being able to be a good cook or blender, like being able to blend something with another that tastes right and tastes good and it's balanced. You got everything there. Um, every now and then I have a few meads that I think are um, not as acidic as I would like or something like that. But then it's too acidic for some people. So it's also one of those deals. But for the most
Mhm.
part, I do try to make everything that everyone would like. I think that's where I've had some success in that is the fact that, it's going to taste right to me, uh, which is weird.
Yeah. Well,
I
it's nice that the stuff that you like is also stuff that they like.
Yes.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
It's
I
not
think
always
there's
the
a
case.
personal threshold for a lot of people too. Like, so we have a winemaking club here in town. It's pretty big, and I know, like, the wine that I prefer is food friendly, so I prefer wine that has a little more acid in it. And most of the folks in that club like low acid wine, and I just find it to be flabby and lifeless.
mhm.
And it's just, so there are those personal taste thresholds that you have to figure out. And I think that's especially important for somebody like you who's selling it commercially. You got to figure out what the public wants, and that may not be the same as what you prefer. That's a challenge.
Yeah, some of my number one selling meads at the meadery are my worst judge meads. Swear.
I believe it. I
I'm
do.
not
That's kind of
surprised.
what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, judging is judging, but it's not taste. It's,
Mhm.
I mean, when you're selling it, you're selling what people want to drink, what they like, what
Right.
tastes good to them.
Yeah. And so I feel like my acidity bubble is just, I have a high threshold now, and I don't know if it's
Mhm.
because of all the tart mead or all the sour beers I used to drink. I mean, I don't know.
Yep.
It's one of those
Sure.
things. Uh, and
I've noticed that my acid tolerance has increased because I like sours too. So
yeah, um, it's it's my one of my running jokes whenever I have something or someone say, "Oh, this isn't that," or "This is really tart." I'm like, "It is." I'm like, because I don't taste it. and Carrie, my wife, she's the one. She's the one who's like, "Oh man, this is so tart." And I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, I thought it needed more acid. uh, there's
Yeah.
speaking of acid, there's another thing. I think I've told you, Kevin, is I'm also one of those mead makers that I try not to add acid, and I've
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
actually only ever added anything to my ciders. I don't I don't think I've ever added any extra acid to any of my meads, and that's probably
Okay.
because I'm already using highly acidic fruit or something like that. But to where the balance that I'm always going for is it needs more, add more honey kind of things. But
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and then
But
okay.
you make a lot of fruit mead, right? I mean, you don't do a whole lot of metheglins, for instance.
Well, That is true. What's weird about that is right now is only have a few meads or fruit meads on right now. It's kind of weird.
Oh, well,
So
okay.
I have a
Oh,
lot of
really?
apple-based. Well, I have a lot of apple-based meads, I guess. But it's
Oh, yeah.
I am of course I am releasing the next two will be fruit meads. So I am bringing them back right now. But it's been weird for me when people order flights and they're all, for the most part clear, or
Mhm.
just looking like honey, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I need to go back and make something with fruit. That's why
Yeah.
blueberries on the top of my list, is because I'm like, I
Right,
really need to
right.
do a blueberry mead again. And
Yeah.
I'm also sitting on 255 gallons of grape happens, which the base for grape happens, which is the Concord grape that did Master of the Fruit also
Right.
2 years
Yep.
ago. That's the one that
Yeah,
Peter
yeah.
Soderbergh won.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, so I have that, and then I take some of that, and I'm gonna do I've done a peanut butter and jelly mead with it once, and it was really popular, and that was one of those meads I swore I'd never do, and then so one of those things switched in me, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna do this now. It was about the same time I thought Chad Garagis was gonna not be around, because I was like, well, he makes one of the best ones, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it's one of those things. I respect other people's meaderies and the mead makers themselves so much that I don't. If I ever make something that's something similar to them, it's not because I'm trying to, copy their idea. It's just I want to make one myself, kind of thing, and
Mm-hmm.
see. And this one I did completely, I just did the whole PB powder thing, PB2, and it worked. And I'm like, oh, that was actually pretty easy. I'm like, I can do this. I mean, it was a pain to clear, but it ended up working out really well. But yeah, so that's
Well,
I've got some fruited coming.
you're paying homage to the people that are producing things that you think are amazing, and I think there's something really cool about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
And
as they say, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How many people have made dark
The Heart of Darkness.
Heart of Darkness
Like
clothes, right?
millions. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody who's had it's like, oh my God, I got to figure out how to make that.
Right.
That one still is one of them that I haven't tried to recreate.
Right. Most of them fail, but
Yeah. There's been a
they're
few
trying.
I've had that came close.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Nobody's quite gotten there, but
Yeah.
it's close. So my idea of doing that is basically take a big bag of mixed fruit, and that's as far as I don't even try. I get those big bags from Costco, the strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, and cherries thing, and just throw the whole thing in there. Works great. Yeah, we're in the middle. We're in the middle. It makes
nice mead.
It does make a really nice mead. Yeah, freezer mead can be really good.
I have one right now going. It's just finishing up. It'll go into a keg this week.
Nice.
I got 3 bags of that sitting in the various freezers, and I'm just waiting to have that space available. And I haven't had time to do anything in the mead making area. So, I mean, once I get the bathroom done, then I'll be in a position to start working on the basement and clear up some space so I can start making mead again. I'm just every time I go down to the storage, because I got I go buy 6 packs of things, or if they were having a buy one get one on cans, I'll buy 2, that kind of thing. So I've got a storage area in the back of the basement where there's extra canned goods and tea and whatnot, and I buy rice in 50-pound bags, etc. But I go back there and I've got a rack that's nothing but honey, and there's just bucket after bucket after bucket of honey. And I've got Mexican honey. I've got on half a dozen different American varietals, all the Hawaiian ones I could afford to get.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I end up putting in my the black currants. Now I just remembered that I actually added some of the tropical blossom honey into that.
Okay.
I needed, just I needed like 40 extra pounds. So I'm like, well, I've got these right here. I could just, that's going to be quick instead of using a solid bucket of honey. So yeah. So we'll see how the flavor comes off in that. So I'll probably end up using that on the back end now too. So I bought a bunch of that. So
Yeah.
throughout, I always buy that too. I just dislike the fact that they crystallize, and then you have to kind of get out of those and heat up those bags and everything else. And
I've
they're
been,
pain.
as I
But
get
it's
them,
great
I was buying gallon jugs, the wide mouth jugs, and they're plastic, and I'd prefer glass, but I could buy a 4-pack of the plastic ones. And so as soon as they get here, I slice the top off and drain them into the jugs, and then I don't have to deal with trying to get them out of the bags, because I did let it one of them go all the way, and you basically had to peel the bag off it.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
kind of
Do like Josh Mahoney and toss your bags in a hot tub.
yeah. Well, he also made mead in a hot tub now, so
Oh, gosh.
that was
That
hilarious.
also is true.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I've done the sous vide in my oh gosh, my sink. And you know, the big stainless sink, you just fill it up, hot water, and then
Yep,
keep
just
that
let her
sous
sit
vide
there.
going and let it go. Yeah.
Yep, that's
So
what I
it
do. Is
works.
just fill up the sink with hot water and just set it in there and go do something else for a while.
So I've been decrystallizing honey using 2 black hardware tubs, one on top of the other, sitting outside in the sunshine.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
Little solar warmer. I don't have
Yeah,
to
that'll
spend
do it.
money on energy. I let the sun do the work.
Black hardware tubs, like tubbies, plastic tubbies.
Yeah, you know those things you get at the hardware store for
Oh
11
yeah,
bucks. They have a
yeah,
yellow
with
top on them.
the yellow top on them. Yeah, that's why I've got 2 or
Yeah.
3 of those. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, and so it takes 2 or 3 days, but it works, and I don't have to put any effort into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just does its thing.
Yeah.
Well, I tried building a honey warmer with another guy one time, and we it basically what happened was the heater that I ended up, it was a little space heater that I had from home, and I put it at the door, and for some reason it just stopped working, right? And I was like, well, dang, it's not going to work. Well, we left for the weekend. We came back, and Monday morning, the whole place smelled like honey. And I'm like,
Oh no!
what?
Oh no!
So it had turned back on, and it was still on. And this whole thing that we built, we had put the buckets of honey in there, popped the tops on them, like the bucket. So honey was dripping all over the place.
Oh
And it
no!
actually caramelized and changed the flavor of that honey. But it was amazing.
Oh,
It turned
really?
it turned it into almost like a marshmallow flavor. And it was
Oh my
like the
gosh!
coolest thing ever. And and it was buckwheat. It was a buckwheat honey.
Oh
And
wow! Okay.
I was so impressed, and I was like so happy with that honey.
And
And
then
I'm
you
like,
can't do it again because you don't know exactly
yeah,
what happened there.
yeah. So I've said this before. I'm like, oh well, if you caramelize buckwheat, or bochet it, like you should be able to get a this marshmallow
Caramel.
flavor. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Oh, really?
It worked accidentally one time. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been able to recreate it.
No,
But
no.
I hope to. I tried it one time since then, and it did not work for me. So back to the drawing board on that.
Tracy had a friend down in Texas, and apparently had 55-gallon drums of honey, and he put a warming blanket on them because he had to decrystallize it, and then forgot he put the warming blanket on there for like a week, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, goes back out there, and the honey's like black honey, just black. And he's like, I can't, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this. And so he calls Tracy up and is like, you want some of this? She's like, oh hell yeah. And so she sent me some. And I mean, it was black, and it was so good. Oh my god, it was so good. It was caramel and marshmallow, and oh my god, it had just, it hadn't gone across the ash line. And that's one of the things I see when I'm judging a lot when people do bouchets, is that's a very fine line, and it's real easy to cross it.
Mm-hmm.
So you get across that ash line, and that's what I call it anyway. And it's like, and then you get an ashy note to the honey that just permeates everything. And you have to stop short, but you don't want to. You don't want to stop too short because then you're not going to get all the flavors you're looking to get out of it. But if you go too far, well, then you're bumming. So,
Yep. That's the other thing that I've only done once as a professional is Bochet, just once. So, and I haven't. I don't know why I haven't done it again. It's just one of those things. I don't have just getting the extra tools to do it. So I don't. It's just one of those things that I want to do, and I just don't feel like doing because I have too much on my plate.
yeah. Yeah, I thought about Bochet some. I'm still playing with the idea. If I do it, it'll be in the crock pot though. I don't have to deal with the quantities you do. So
Yeah, that's the whole new fermenter purchase. I haven't even started to even think about the math on how much honey I'm going to have to use, because then that means I'm going to have to buy that much more honey. But it's a 2,000 liter fermenter for primary, which is basically, 10 times the size of what I use now, or if I do a 240 liter primary. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, but then it scares me.
yeah,
It is what it is.
yeah. It's like you have to work with what you can work with, and
Yeah, this is my slow growth thing. If I can buy this right now and then start using it, then I can increase my batch sizes, and it's just going to be a lot nicer for me in the long run, instead of dealing with what I have right now, which is the reason I stopped making mead, because I ran out of space. I didn't have any room for secondary fermentation stuff, so that's why I've been sitting on my big base of Concord grape, because all the containers that it would go to actually this is for my flavoring side. Basically, I already racked it once, and so it's been sitting, and it's perfectly fine, and it's actually good dry, but I just don't have the ability to sell dry mead in my area. Really, everyone likes sweet. That one out of 20 people that come into the door wanting something, what's your driest mead? It's really not worth it to make a dry mead.
Well, and in my personal experience, at least dealing with the general public, with mead, they say they want dry, but then when they do tastings, they're like wanting the sweet stuff. So yeah, I mean it's kind of relative, and a lot of people that say they like drier things, especially if they're newish, if they're coming over from the wine side or whatever, don't necessarily know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, they think they like dry, but when it gets right down to it, not so much.
Yeah. That's and I've had that. So I mean, I released one dry mead. It was barrel aged and it was cherry, and it worked. And I made sure to give it to someone that liked dry wine first, more than me. Like, now I can drink dry wine now. Like my palate's all over the place, I guess, when it comes to things like that. I can drink basically anything. I mean, come on, I drink Malort, right?
Yeah, right.
But
drink Malort, obviously.
So I'm like, man, I'm trying this mead out of the barrel. I'm like, this is actually really good. And then my friend's sister was in town, and she goes, well, she likes dry wine. Why don't she'll try it? And I'm like, okay, bring her over. So she liked it. She said, oh my gosh, this is great. So I ended up bottling it, and I think her family had bought her bottles like 4 or 5 different times as they came through. That luckily they were 10 miles away, but she lives in New York, so anytime they knew she was coming over, they'd come over and buy a couple bottles. But I sold out of it, so it worked. And of course, it's one of those meads that I'll probably have to make again because it worked, but it's only for certain people.
Yeah. Brian Galbraith just picked up on he's over on the Facebook channel, and he's like, Malort! Yeah. And you can have my share, Brian. Yeah, I tried it because I said I would, but it's just not my thing. Just not.
I'll bring a shot for you tomorrow, Brian.
Man, I don't. That stuff is different. I'll
It's
say
different.
that. Yucky to my palate. I
We're
just
so
not.
polite. It's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Different.
Well, now you know when he pulled it out when he pulled out the Malort mead Mulort, so it was a Moscow Mule Malort.
Oh,
Yeah, that actually made it better. But it was still Malorty, and I just couldn't. I tried it, it's like not to my taste, not my thing. But it's well put together. I'll say that. You well constructed, and
Yep.
and it probably would have done pretty decent in judging, in the Weird Mill category. But
that's one of those beer judging phrases you see occasionally. It's no technical flaws.
Yeah,
But
there
I
you go.
mean,
No technical.
well, and that's when you have to really suspend your personal tastes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's hard to do.
And that's hard to do. Yeah, I've had to do that a few times. So I end up judging braggots. I'm really not a fan of braggots generally, but I
agree with you.
Yeah.
I've had some really good ones.
Oh, same, yeah.
So I don't give up on them.
No.
But too many of them. The problem with the braggot style, honestly, the biggest problem is it's not enough beer or not enough mead. And it's so hard to get that right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I judged them 2 weekends ago at Indiana Brewers Cup, and it was that same thing. It was like it's either too much of the beer or not enough of
too
the
mead.
mead. Like
Yeah.
And-
The only ones I had that I mostly liked, and I think I may actually have like a bottle or two laying around, were ones that Mike Fall did. And he was nailing golds with these all over the place. So they were really well done, technically speaking. But I'm just not a big fan of braggots. I mean, they're good, and his were excellent. They were really good, and he cleaned up with those things. But both professionally in the comps and then selling them, they just flew off the shelves. But not my thing. And Brian says he's aging a mead in a Malort barrel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. That's a little different than all the other character going in there, right?
Some of the meads that I see getting put out there are just like, okay, just okay, all right.
But okay, all right. Wait, let's back up a little. I mean, honestly, give some of these little meaderies, and there's a lot of little meaderies that have opened up.
Well, most of them are little. That's
right?
the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most of them are little.
Yeah.
But like really little. Doing 10-gallon, 20-gallon batches, right?
Yeah. Micromeaderies.
Yeah, that's pico meadery practically.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. It is.
I mean that's a smaller meadery than me.
Yeah. Well, you're hardly like like normal example, Cav.
Well, that's always been my problem for sure. But but the point is that they're trying all kinds of stuff that's just it's
weird, and sometimes it works. And
sometimes it really works, and sometimes it doesn't. But but
they're not afraid to try, and I love that.
Right, they're giving it a shot, and let's face it, if you're a pico meadery and you're doing something odd, what's your risk? It's not that big of a risk.
Not really, no.
So
worst comes to worst, you have to drink it and take it to your brew club meetings with you.
Right. I mean, if it doesn't work, you're probably still going to sell it because somebody's going to look at the ingredient list or the description for it or whatever and go like, "Oh, that sounds really weird. Why don't you give me one of those?"
Yeah, I love taco meads. Let's try that.
And maybe they don't like it, or maybe they do. Who knows?
Well, I'm okay. Look at John out in Washington.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He made the taco mead, and okay, this is a love it or hate it mead. There really is no middle ground there. And he was like, he did it, I think, half as a just fuck you kind of thing. It's just to do it. And the stuff just went poof, man. I mean, it just flew out because it was different.
I I still have a bottle.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Really?
but it was different, you know, it was different and
Would
unusual.
you
And,
if you come to Valkyrie's this next year, would you bring that bottle with you?
Most definitely.
you're not going to
Anything
be
to,
in Val's next year,
move a
Jeff.
bottle off of my mead shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, to say
So,
we'll have to compare notes, Corey, because
yeah.
I've got some oddball stuff too. So we'll have to like do a collection of oddball stuff.
Yeah, I've got a new one. I've been doing well with the spicy meads, and I actually just sold out of like my latest rendition of spice. So my capsaicin meads. But now I
Yeah, I
have
would say what kind of spice are we talking here? Yeah.
well, I've done habanero and ghost peppers. Those are the two that I've messed with the most. So I did habanero and pineapple, and it
That
was really
works.
hot. Cherry, ghost pepper. Then I blended that with another one, and I did just regular, just a traditional with ghost pepper as well. But I did the one that did the well was a blend of like 5 different meads,
Mhm.
which was the blackberry, blueberry, blackcurrant, elderberry, cherry, a little bit of grape, and the cherry mead is the one that brought the ghost pepper with it. It was like 1 gallon and 15 gallons. That's how hot it was because I still had the spice, but it actually balanced out the rest of everything, like with it.
Nice.
So it was perfect. And that one flew. That was a good one.
Yeah.
But this other one was really obscenely hot. So people would come in, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good. It's so hot though." Like, but my friend's gonna love it. so everybody who bought a bottle, it was very rarely for themselves. It was because, oh my gosh, this
Oh, it's
person
for that
loves the
guy
hot
they
stuff.
know who's
And
a
it was
pepperhead. Yeah.
yeah, it was so out of balance and so hot. I did not subject any judges to it, but I really wanted to because it was so obscene. But
Jeez.
but I'm working on a Berea mead. That's on my
Berea.
list now.
Okay,
So
Berea,
yeah,
like Mexican spicy taco filling
yeah.
Berea.
So yeah, what it's cool because none of them are really spicy.
Uh-huh.
So it's not going to burn. But that's my next rendition of spice, and
Okay.
I think it's going to be very similar to that taco mead, maybe. So
Okay.
it might be interesting. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, and
But
I've got a jar of mole that I bought when we were down in Mexico, and I've been looking at it, going, I wonder if I can make a mead out of that. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's interesting. I remember Mike Fall, and this was at the first UC Davis mead making conference. So, gosh, that would have been like 2016, 2017, something like that. And so we're all out there, and this was the afters thing. Classes were over, and we're all back at the hotel in the public area doing what we do, And Mike pulls out his mead of poetry, which is a sweet trad, and extremely well. I think took golds wherever he entered it. It did really well, and it was a very nice mead. And he took like a couple dozen bottles of this and dropped 1 ghost pepper into each 375 bottle.
Ooh, ouch.
And just let it sit in there. I don't know how long they had been sitting, but he brings this out and starts pouring it and gives me a glass, and I touched it to my lips, and my lips instantly like burst into flames, and and I was like, "Wow, Mike, that's really interesting. Here, have it back." And then Mike laughed at me for like 5 minutes.
So spicy mead are kind of that's what really got me into drinking more mead, I guess, or that I found that I really enjoyed. But Bee Nectar had devil's juice, cherry chipotle.
I love cherry chipotle, man.
Yeah, those were like
this day.
Yeah, 2 of my favorite meads, and those were that devil's juice was the first bottle of mead that I actually drank the whole bottle, and I did it twice, and I bought my local store out of it when I could get it, and the guy was so mad at me. The manager was like, "Dude," he goes, "I wanted one of those." I'm like, "I'm sorry, there were 4 bottles left. I wanted all of them." I'm like, it's so good, and then but they've always done the heat really well, and then of course Sergio did some really great heat, but he did that ghost pepper like whole series. I think there was like the Mellow Evil series. Oh my gosh. So good.
I never got any of those. I don't think I know I took a bottle of Murder of Crows to our beekeeping picnic, and they were just like, holy shit, this is good. And I was like, right? They had no idea. And I'm like, this is what happens when you make, because they're all like, well, mead's sweet. And I'm like, no, it's not necessarily. Try this, you know.
That's a great mead too. So.
Oh man, it is. Yeah, that and Midnight Jack.
Yeah.
Was the other one. Yeah, that was really good. Well, all of his meads. I like, but he did a good job with the dries. So Sellerman's was another one who did dries all the time and nailed it, man. They just every single time out of the gate.
Yeah. Yep, that was just a fun place to go. A change of pace.
It was
after going to Schramm's, B Nectar, Kunin, you know, on Mead Day or whatever event was going on.
Go to Sellerman's, and it's like, wow, that's different. Yeah, I did that too because I went to Ken's, I went to Schramm's, I went to B Nectar, and then I went to Sellerman's because I was just bebopping around the area, you know. And I'm gonna do the rounds again. It looks like I'm gonna be spending 2 weekends in succession in Southeast Michigan because first weekend in October is the Michigan Mead Cup, and the second weekend in October is the Michigan Beekeepers Conference.
Yeah, I just saw the Michigan Mead Cup thing, so I need to check my calendar.
You need to come. Yeah, if you can come up for that, man.
So
it's actually is it the first week? No, second weekend in October.
Second weekend. Okay, it's the other way around. Yeah, whatever. But both weekends I'm down in that area. So yeah, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just stay. No, I am not staying a week in the Detroit area. I'm just not. You know, so it's only it's like a 3-hour drive for me. So it's really not that big.
FYI, for anybody who's interested in Michigan Mead Cup, it's the 11th of October is now the official date. It's just published apparently yesterday. So
did they actually publish that, or
that's what I'm being told, and I just checked multiple sources.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, because it's not up on the sites yet. So I looked for that, and it's not up.
Yeah. I saw it published in a few places today as well.
Okay.
And then I was just like,
I wasn't online today, so I didn't see anything from anybody.
I got online for like
there. 2 hours. So I hope to be there.
Yeah, I've been hanging out in the meat space today all day, so you know, running around prepping for the trip, you know.
We were camping and then went to Turkey Run, which is still basically really close to where we were camping anyway. And so I had really, really spotty service, and my phone died for the last 2.5 days. So I came out of the woods and I'm like, okay, I'm going to look at Facebook and catch up for 3 days. And I'm like, oh gosh, there's so much I missed. But yeah, that was one of them. The only thing about October for me is since I'm the junior high cross country coach for the school over here. October is that's I want to say that weekend. I'm almost positive is sectionals.
Oh, dude.
So we'll see though. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always one of those things where I get done with sectionals and I'll be in Danville and I'll be is Michigan Mead? Where is it judged at? Where's Michigan?
It's in oh shoot, my brain wants to say Royal Oak, but that's not right.
Oh, it is in the Detroit area then.
It's in the Detroit general vicinity. Yeah, it's like north and west of Detroit a little bit.
Same place as last year.
Same place as last year. Yeah, it's
I can tell you in 1 sec here. Hold on.
Yeah, scroll back through the chat because I think Rob said something. Brighton, thank you. Rob just said it's in Brighton, Michigan. So yeah, that's like a 2.5, 3-hour drive for me. No biggie. I can get down there, but I'm planning on going down and spending an extra day if I can, and go around and do some visiting. You know, see if I can roll up Amy and Annie and go do a little mead hunting.
Oh yeah, there's just a few people there that I like. in that area. No.
Yeah.
There's so many. It's so hard. I would never even get to see everybody anytime I go back. I never get to see anybody. It's like,
it's such a big, it's a state so spread out too. So like there's a whole mess of us in the northern part of the state and then in the southern part of the state. And it's getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm being told it's at the Becker warehouse.
Yes, same place it was last year.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was good last year. It was a good comp, and all the way around, it was well done. I liked it. I thought it was good. Had a good time. Came as usual. Came back with as much meat as I left with, but it was all different meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time John's like, "So how many bottles did you bring back?" I'm like, "Well, I took 12 out, and I'm coming back with 13." He's like, "Figures."
I said you could only have 12.
Yeah, right. It's so
As
funny
if that
because
would ever hold water.
yeah, because
right?
I always load up at least a case of something, and I try to find some things that are from other areas of wherever I'm going. So if I'm going to Southeast Michigan, then I'm going to get stuff from like West Coast and Southwest, and Florida, and things like that. AJ's apparently in the boonies. They're doing the birthday things today, and so happy birthday, AJ. And yeah, and she says there's a rotary dial phone within reach of where she's sitting.
Yeah.
And there's people in the audience are going, "What's a rotary dial phone?"
Yeah, you know it.
All right, yeah, you know it. They're the ones that they see a cassette tape and they're like, "What's this?"
Give us about 5 more years and everybody's going to wonder what's a CD.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah.
My daughter. Yeah, my daughter saw.
money.
I remember the first time my daughter saw a record because we had a collection of albums, and my daughter saw a record and she pulls it out and looks at me. She says, "Mommy, what kind of CD is this?"
Yep.
I was like, "Oh, I'm old already," and I was only like 35. Oh, it's a hubby's birthday. Okay, happy birthday! Tell him he said happy birthday. I don't know. I was thinking it was Okay, hers is okay. I got to get my birthday straightened out. But yeah, that's yeah, it's nuts. Well, I understand it if you got cross country stuff. I totally get that. But if you can't,
I know.
take it, man.
I had to send a friend to Sugar Belt East last year because of cross country state. So which I'm glad my guys made it. But I also wanted to go hang out with all the guys over in Virginia and drink.
I know. I haven't been to Sugar Belt East yet, so I wouldn't mind going down to that. But now it's a whole. Before it was like a 2-hour drive. Now it's like a 15-hour drive. It's like so it's a whole other thing. But yeah, I hear you. It's kind of a shame that the stuff I'm doing is in Southwest Michigan, because then from there I could just like say, all right, well, I'm done here, so I'm just going to head down into down to see you.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be that much further, but if it's from Detroit, I might as well be at home from that, so I'll pick a different weekend to come down and see you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got all sorts of, I'll be there.
I know. Yeah, don't worry. I'll give you fair warning so you can hide if you want to. But
every now and then it is a thing. People do want to see me, and it's like I feel bad. Like sometimes I won't even post if I'm not there or not, because I feel like if I say, "Oh, I'm out of town, I'm doing this," but this person is going to be behind the bar, and it's like it'll be one of the slowest days of the month or something, and I'm just like, oh man, I set that up bad. So here I am paying for someone to be there, and then I'm not there, and then nobody comes in the door. So it's like a waste of me even saying, "Hey, I'm not there," and why even put someone to work? But if I'm only open 3 days a week, if I'm not there and I change anything, it just messes with people. So I make sure to I'm open every day that I say I'm going to be open.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be as a business. You have.
It's a business. You have to do
that.
Nothing
worse than a customer driving in there to go somewhere. And this actually happened to us this past weekend. Went somewhere and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're actually closed today. We just decided to close."
Yep.
Like
what? We had a local restaurant, and we went over there. Me and John and a couple of our friends were like, "Let's go over to this place." And we're like, okay, cool. And they're open every day of the week, and it's just a regular. I mean, nothing fancy. It's just regular down home cooking kind of food. And so we get over there, and it's empty. And we're like, "The heck!" And we go and look, and they're closed. Okay, what the deal? So we went and found another place to eat. Didn't think anything more of it. And then later that week, I get on the local town Facebook group and go, "Does anybody know why this place was closed last weekend?" Apparently I touched a nerve, because this lady's like, "Some of us like to have days off. You got a problem with that?" It's like, I'm just curious why it said it was going to be open and it wasn't when we stopped in there to eat dinner. And then somebody else popped up and said it was, and I hear this is happening in a lot of places. Nobody showed up to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'll never. When I was in Mazer last year, it happened, and then 2 weeks later, it happened again when I was at Fobab. That the person working for me had to call in, and I understand things happen. It just at that time I didn't have anybody but her really, and then so nobody else I could even try to get could do it. And here I am, 4 hours away, 5 hours away, and nobody, So I upset somebody that for me only was 45 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
So, but ever since then, I've made sure that I have a person that's going to be there if I'm not going to be there, and then a backup person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just backup to my backup.
Yep. That's a good thing. 2 is 1 and 1 is none.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
that's the thing. So we got some Nathan questions here.
Yes.
Bring them on.
All right, you ready? You know how
Yep.
they are. Okay, so be prepared. All right, so a lot of your honey, when first starting out, being a blend of various collected wildflower and some attempts to procure local buckwheat and other varietal specific honey. Have you been firmly successful now in obtaining the quantities substantial to your goals with sunflower blossom and your Sunny Bear annual production levels?
So yes, I have one company now that I can call and get that sunflower blossom anytime I want. And then I have another, speaking of backup sources, I have a backup, for that now as well, which I don't know if he'll always have it, but, I actually bought some pails from, Wayne Gibbons. He had some.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So, and his is the one I haven't used, but his is actually going to be the base now for that next batch of Peter Lavender. But there's a company out of Ohio that I get my sunflower blossom from now that the year I finally got it from them, it was like they didn't even I think they didn't even know what they kind of had really. And a lot of people say they don't like sunflower blossom, but man, that I won my Mazer Gold with it. So that was that was the one. So I couldn't. So I'll always use theirs for my sunflower blossom honey now, or for my sunflower sunny.
Can't
But
go wrong.
yeah, but sunny is also still a revolving series, but the sunflower is definitely my favorite one. So
I'm going to have to get some of that. I've not had any quantity. I've had it in meads that I've judged, but never got the opportunity to just taste the honey,
yeah, I like it. I like the way it ferments.
Mhm.
What's really cool is when you ferment sunflower, it actually has this yellow tint to it.
Really?
Like it seems like it wouldn't be a thing, but it actually is.
Huh.
So yeah, it's really cool. So,
That is cool.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
How would you
Yeah.
describe the flavor of the base honey?
Oh gosh.
Don't you hate when they ask you questions like that?
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. Yes.
You know what's funny
Bad
is
habit of mine putting.
Oh, yeah, it
not-
is. You ask the difficult questions.
yeah,
Kevin.
it's not overly floral. That's the craziest part.
That's
It
weird.
actually,
It would be.
yeah, it almost has I'm trying to think here. Almost a slight bitterness to it, but I just can't explain that
That
flavor right.
actually
like
makes
it's
sense.
a richer honey with a slight bitterness.
Huh.
But so I enjoy it. And it's and it's actually been a while since I've drank some, or tried it. So
Okay, so Rob Barnhart just asked in the chat. He's like, and this was something we used to ask every time, especially when Manny was still in the team. Have you ever blended yeast?
I haven't, not in primary, except if something didn't happen. But what I have done is I made two meads at the same time with different yeast, and then I blended that together.
So close.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And that was not because I wanted to experiment like that, but I knew that I could. And then the other part was I'm like, well, I'm going to do this and then just see what happens. And then it all got blended together anyway. That's all actually what's sitting right now in my grape happens. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a summer question. As summer weather goes, how have the slushies like the Dole Whip become a go-to for some of your non-alcohol alternative patrons? And seeing this being a thing of popularity with adult boozy versions too, have you possibly tried other meadery versions, say at Standard Meadery in Villa Park, Illinois, or Zymarium in Orlando, Florida, or others?
Have I tried their the dreamsicle meads or which mead? Sorry.
You got to pay attention. They're Nathan
Yeah.
questions, man.
It takes
Yeah.
a degree to
Yeah.
handle these
It really
questions.
does. Like I say, we're lucky he doesn't type them in Latin. Okay, so just saying.
Right.
So I have tried standard
yeah.
meads, yes, and I've tried some Zymarian meads as well.
Okay.
Now is this first? I heard the word non-alcoholic and session in there, right?
Yeah. Okay. So as the summer weather is going, how have the slushies like the Dole Whip become a go-to for some of your non-alcohol alternative patrons? And seeing that people like that kind of thing with adult boozy versions too. Are you doing that, I guess, is the question.
So the Dole Whip slushie that I make, if he knows that, that is.
Yeah, Nathan knows everything. Nathan knows all. Just assume Nathan knows all.
It is an alcoholic.
Yeah,
that is an alcoholic version that I make in my slushy machine. Is that, and then the funny part about that is I was doing the Dole Whip slushy.
I'm surprised Dole hasn't sent you a letter, dude.
Well, I call it. Nobody.
What are they gonna do, right? Yeah.
So I made that the same way. It wasn't that I fell upon it, but I was just messing around with that liquor 43, and I added pineapple juice, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And then I add a little cream. I'm like, this tastes like what I figure people say a Dole Whip is, and I had someone else try it, and so it just became a really popular cocktail at my place. And then I turned that into a slushy as well.
Why
so
not?
I make all of mine alcoholic in my slushy machine. I do mocktails and stuff like that at my place too. So I will I can recreate it without, if people come in. But yeah, I don't get so crazy as to do one where I'm going to package it like that or anything like that, since it's mine's a cocktail.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't given you a Redneck Manhattan yet, have I?
Oh, actually, maybe we did at Valkyrie's. I don't know. We drank a lot that night.
We drank a lot that night. I don't remember if I had it made by then. I think I may have made it after that. I don't remember. We drank so much.
That first night, all I remember was we got there and we started drinking.
And we started drinking, yeah.
I don't think I stopped drinking until I got back home. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and then we went to Sugar Belt and Sandstorm.
Yeah.
Who know? I mean, I did not know they get sandstorms in Indiana. I had no idea.
I think that was a first.
Yeah, it was kind of scary and cool at the same time. Okay, so something we don't usually see at meaderies with some licensing barriers. This is interesting. Cigar and bourbon nights. How does that work? Your space, craft cocktails, and setup. Has this been any issue with Mead patron regulars? Has this been?
Oh no! So when I started doing,
I'd be like, "Where's the cigars? I want one too."
Yeah. It's funny. I'll say cigar and bourbon night, and basically what it is just an extra night that I can open through the week. So I'll do like a random Wednesday or a Thursday, and it gets attention of people that haven't even been into my place yet. And they will show up, or the simple fact that I'm open on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and people are like, "Oh, I could never come on the weekend, but I could come on Wednesday night." So the cigars are all outside. So I can't sell cigars. So what it is, I always say, bring your own stick. So I have my own personal cigars there, but I won't sell anybody a cigar. So because I don't want to buy the extra license to sell tobacco is basically how that goes down. But the very first one was actually really amazing. And I had all sorts of people come in that were all bourbon people and then cigar people. So it was a nice blend. I ended up doing a lot more work that night than I expected. So I made a lot of cocktails and all this stuff. So the next night I was prepared when I did it again. And it didn't really get as attention as I would have hoped. And then the next one, I finally did again, and it was another popular night. But I actually brought in someone that way I could enjoy myself outside with cigar and bourbon,
There you
and
go.
that was really nice. So,
Yeah.
but when you have a bartender that lives across the street, it's kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah, well, referencing back to the Redneck Manhattan that you haven't had yet, maybe I don't know. It's bourbon, of course, and or you can use rye if you prefer, but I like bourbon better. And my cherry bounce.
That's right. Yep, I did try that.
You did try that, yeah. Those things will kick your ass, but they're so good. They're so good. I'll drink 2 of those and go, okay, I'm not gonna be walking for a while.
So yeah, so I have on my side, part of that question was the fact that I do have like I said, a full liquor license. So my licensing, what comes down to the state of Illinois is the fact that it's your local when it comes down to the rest of your license. So I have a winemaker license, and then I have a winemaker retail license, which also, so that way I can sell out the door.
Is that double as a liquor license? I mean, do you have a separate license for that?
And then my local liquor license, and that's all it is. And the mayor, who also lives across the street with,
that's handy.
bartender.
Picked the right neighborhood, didn't you, dude?
Yeah, he was all about it. As soon as I said stuff about, what I wanted to do, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna have bourbon? Okay, we're gonna be friends."
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So the other thing that I do there is I always tell people that I'm trying to make the best old fashioned in Central Illinois.
Oh, there you go. Oh, my mother-in-law, she was an old-fashioned girl. She loved her old-fashioned.
But it's always funny that, people are already coming in for, a niche product of mead, and I'm introducing people to mead, most of the time, or they already know mead and they've been wanting to try my stuff or have already had it somewhere, and it's great. And then I always say, come for the mead, stay for the cocktails.
There you go. Yeah. Don't say mead isn't your thing. Have a pink squirrel. They're awesome. Yeah. Trust me. A Harvey Wallbanger, Amaretto Slammer.
Yeah. The cocktails have been seriously a way that I've been able to just express myself, and make things, and then use that creative stuff that flows through my head without always doing it to the mead, because that's it. And it also helps me because I hyper focus. And what has happened to me when I got started in mead is I truly did hyper focus on it and kind of blocked everything else out. And that's it. Just reading mead Facebook pages, books, and listening to you, and everyone that comes on, and then
listening to them. I'm just
when Sergio came on, or just traveling to, drink and talk mead and judging, mead, and just it's mead. So the whole cocktail thing has been this extra fun thing for me lately. So, well, for the last, almost 2 years.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so one last Nathan question, and this is a little off the track we've been on here for a bit. How have business models from your peers in industry, like Burnt Barrel Brewery, Distillery, and Mead, influenced the build out to your eventual space and inspirational journey as a commercial mead maker?
Oh gosh! So,
I just read them, man.
No. What's awesome about Burnt Barrel is the fact that Missouri is a different animal, and they can actually
totally, yeah.
I mean, I think he still has it, but it's been a while since I've been there. He actually has. You can smoke cigars at his place. He has a room with a humidor, so it's pretty awesome. But he also has a distillery now on site.
Ooh,
and a brewery,
nice.
and a brewery that's attached.
Yeah, so here you can do that, and
everything.
Yeah, St. Ambrose, which is north of me. When I remember when he was showing me around after he was doing some build out stuff, and he's like, he'd added the brewery. And so he's like, okay, so this is the meadery, and he jumps over a little stripe painting on the floor and says, and this is the brewery. I was like, shit. I said, no shit, man, that's crazy. And he's like, right? This is great. So
I would love to do stuff like that. But yeah, I see what other people can do sometimes, and I'm like, man, that would be so great.
I know.
me and Nathan, we talk, Burn Barrel Nathan, we talk
Oh,
a
okay.
decent amount too. And so he's always like, oh, you should get, a distilling license. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen because there's, rules where you lose self-distribution for me kind of thing. And I don't want to lose my self-distribution right now. But then there's also a thing called a rectifier license to where I can actually bring in other people's distillate and
Oh,
put it
that's
into a
nice.
barrel in my place. And then I have that. So if I ever do anything, it might be on that level. But it's, just one of those growing things eventually, possibly. But yeah, I definitely look at what other people are doing and try to pay attention of all of that. So I have a lot of, brewery friends, and I still visit breweries when I can and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I'm always looking and seeing. And Nathan, I don't know if you know, but I'm actually I'm untapped verified now. So
Oh, look at you all
uh,
fancy and stuff,
I,
man.
I I
What
did
does
that.
that mean? What does that
That
actually
just
mean?
basically means I pay them money. No,
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
they
So to
no
get
they
verified, you just cough up and it's all good?
no they do they actually advertise your events. They publish your menus. They have an integrated system to where I can uh uh put my menu online, which eventually I'll put that on my website and
Yeah.
links on my Facebook page.
Sergio
I
used
just
them
haven't done
for
that
a
yet.
little. Sergio
Um
used them for a little while doing that, I believe, and
and
he ended up switching to something else that was like a menu. He'd scan the thing at the desk at the counter and get the menu thing.
yeah,
But yeah,
and
but yeah, it
so
works.
far it's nice. Nobody coming to me, nobody that comes to me that often uses it, right? So it's one of those things that I'm testing it out to see. I can also get it on like to where my menu is on a TV now, to where I can just plug that in and have it right there
That's
without
cool.
having to do
So you
my
don't have
own,
to do the chalkboard thing or any of that.
yeah, like eventually get away from that maybe. But it's different, but I'm trying whatever I can because I am a small town, 278 people.
Oh
For
gosh,
me,
that's smaller than my
yeah,
town. I thought I was in
yeah.
the smallest town, dude.
So yeah, no, 278 people. It is
Yeah,
a,
we
like I
have
said, it's a
600, so
destination.
like the big deal.
Uh, and it's one of those things that I'm always trying to figure out how to get people to me because,
Because they have to come out to your
yeah,
town from
and,
wherever. Well, you're
yep, and that's
between. I mean, you got. How far are you from Indy?
2 hours
Oh, it's
and
a good ways.
5 minutes.
Okay, I was
So
thinking you
there's,
were closer. Okay.
yeah. So I'm actually almost perfectly in between. Well, the same amount distance from Chicago, Indy, and St. Louis
What
to
about
get to me.
Springfield? That's a pretty good size place.
Springfield is an hour and 40
Okay,
minutes,
because I
something like
noticed
that.
you were
So,
like kind of. It looked like you were sort of halfish way between Springfield and Indy, diagonally
yeah.
speaking.
Yep, that's about right. Yeah. So yep, they're just a little less than 2 hours from me.
Okay,
Um,
so man,
which,
you're even
and
further out in the boonies than I am, and that's impressive.
well, for the most part, but like I said, I'm 45 minutes away from Champaign, Urbana.
Oh,
I'm
Champagne,
about
that's a big thing.
45, 50 minutes from Terre Haute, Indiana.
Okay.
So 24 minutes from three different interstates, 57, 74, and 70.
You know,
Um,
and this is something I've seen here. St. Ambrose does it, and I saw it also in Montana when I went to visit Ken Schultz. He's got a place out in South Central Montana, and it's way off. You know, I mean, it's not near any of the big population centers in Montana. So what are you going to do? Little bitty town, one horse, one street kind of town. You know, like my town, probably like your town.
yeah.
And yeah, you know, it's like one street. Do you have a stop sign?
going through this town. No,
Okay,
there
yeah,
are
same,
stop signs
same,
on
yeah.
side
Yeah, there's a
streets.
stop sign to get into the town, but beyond that, there's no stop signs or lights. Yeah, okay. We don't even we don't even have a bank anymore. Uh, so
We do
lots of
have
churches, though. We got
things.
half a dozen churches, so we're good. Uh, but yeah, anyway, Ken, because he was kind of off the beaten path. And I mean, Montana's is sort of a tourist destination, but not all of it. You know, I mean, there's big chunks that nobody ever really goes to.
Yeah.
You know, and so he had billboards. I mean, like 150 miles out for him because everything's really far away in Montana. But you know where you're at, and this is and St. Ambrose is doing it too. He's got billboards, and you see him down here. I'm 30 minutes south, and because he's off, you have to go up the highway, and then you take a right onto a road and go like 8 miles that way.
Wow.
Into the middle of where the hell am I? And then you come to an intersection and you turn the corner and you see the barn, like a full-on big red barn, you know, typical big red American barn, and the meadery's behind that, and he's got this really trendy, you know, this really trendy pizza kitchen, wood-fired pizzas, you know, and there's the meadery, brewery, winery, and cidery is all right there. It's really nice. He's done a great job with it. But those billboards bring it in, and I can't tell you how many tourist people here are like, oh yeah, we go there all the time, because you know they're there. He's got a road sign, you know, one of the highway signs, the official state highway signs.
Yeah.
You know, for the you know, things to find when you get off the interstate, and so he's got one of those, and then he's got 3-4 billboards. Plus, he's put up his own signs that he's gotten permission from people and painted those. So yeah, it's working.
Nice. Yeah. Those are all on my list of things to do.
Yeah, I know.
I actually had signs made like 2 months in, and they're still sitting in my meadery. I never stuck them in the ground anymore.
Dude.
It's one of those things where I'm like, it's just tough for me to go. Well, here you go. I'm also in an area where I know people, but then I don't know people. So it's like, how do I find the person that owns, you know, this corner right here? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I do that kind of thing? Like, say, hey, can I just put a sign right here? It's on the side of the road.
Go to the city and look at a plat drawing, and they'll tell you exactly who owns it.
Yeah.
Well, this is the stuff that's in the country though, like off a highway.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
the city will have that information.
Yeah. That's what I really need to do, and then also pay for signs, or build them. Or when I was driving through Indiana yesterday or 2 days ago on the way to where we were camping, I noticed a few signs, and they actually had the people who sold the signs advertising on there to, hey, buy the sign. But the one side that was available was going the wrong way. So, but I'm like, I took note of that name, and I'm like, I'm going to look these people up and see if I can start.
Yeah, and they've gotten a lot cheaper, especially the non-digital ones, the old-timey billboards, because the only people that use them anymore are churches and real estate agents. You know, I mean, it's like,
makes sense, yeah.
I mean, pretty much, you know, and so they're going cheaper because they're trying to broaden their appeal, so to speak. And I've been, you know, I'd say I've seen the ones that I've seen using it meadery wise, it's worked well for them. Because I asked Ken specifically, I'm like, I saw the billboard. I said, how's that working for you? He says, you saw it, didn't you? It's like, well, I was looking, you know, but there's that. But he's right, you know. I mean, you saw it, didn't you? I mean, I noticed things that when I'm going to a place I haven't been before, I pay attention to the billboards because maybe I need to hit Wendy's, or you know, I need food, or I need gas, or whatever, you know. And I'm looking for, and I'm also looking for destinations, because wineries. I do that everywhere I go. Oh, look, there's a winery.
Yeah.
You know, so they do work. It's something. I mean, if you've got the budget and the time to get it done, the hardest part is getting the graphic, because it's like friggin' humongous, you know.
Yeah, that comes down to Corey's always busy, and even though he writes stuff down, he never finishes all his lists, and that's how I've been rolling. But I am advertising. Oh gosh, on a table at a restaurant that and I'm on every table, and they're building this out, and it should be ready like within a week or two, but that's 24 minutes away. And it's I don't know, you know, you get the email, hey, we're advertising here and we're selling these spaces. I'm like, you know what? 3 years of advertising on every single table, and I'm just like 24 minutes away.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe that'll work. People stop in, and
Yeah.
maybe I'm hoping that one will work, but no, the other one, like, so the blue signs, so those are your, like, I want to say the state or local kind of signs. Those, they have weird rules. Like, so, like, I can get one, but I believe the ones that, are the ones that are closer that kind of say, oh, it's right here. You're supposed to be within like 5 miles, right? I have one spot that I could put that because it's supposed to be a straight shot with no turns.
Yeah.
And then if you do the signs on the interstate, you have to also be open. Well, it's not that you have to be open every day, but you have to offer tours.
Yeah.
Or something like that,
Well,
right?
and that's like such horse pucky because no turns. Seriously,
Yeah.
every place I get, you have to get off the freeway. That is a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the tour thing, I'm like, what? Come up to my window and looking into my meadery. I'm like, that's the tour.
Look, the
Like,
meadery. All right, can I get you a tasting flight? Yeah.
I'm gonna put a jar. I've always wanted to do this. I was gonna put a jar up there and say for the 10-cent tour right here. Just drop your dime.
Right. Drop your dime, man.
But
That's hilarious.
It's one of those things that I've been working on, and I know I need to get better at. And then sometimes I'm like, well, I still like just my word of mouth advertising, and that's worked really well for me. And then every now and then the Facebook ads, and I am slowly more and more people are finding me, and
it takes well, it takes time, and it especially takes time if you're off the beaten path.
Yes.
I mean, that's the thing. If you're not like smack up against the freeway or in a big city or something like that, then you got to get creative.
I had a band Sunday, and I want to say it was 90% of the people I did not recognize.
That's good.
And that was it was pretty insane. I mean, I did probably my best Sunday ever at the Meadery, and so it was really cool. He was great, with the music and the drinks, and the mead they were all flowing, and people were like, oh my gosh, I never had mead before, and it was
pretty good stuff. I kind of like this.
So
that's what you want to hear, man.
Yeah. Then I look back and I'm like, oh, I also sold 33 Busch Lights.
Well, I saw it. A friend of mine who did that with a meadery in a little bumfuck town 30 minutes north of where I lived in North Carolina, which was 30 minutes north of Raleigh. So at that point you're an hour from Raleigh and like an hour and a half from Richmond, and it's like a little again, like your town, like my town, one street, no stop signs, definitely no lights, and yeah, you have to get off the highway and go into parts unknown, but it's working for RJ. That's it. And it's working for him. I went there during his grand opening, and I mean, that place was packed. So hey.
Yeah. I always look at it this way. I mean, there's on the brewery side, Hill Farmstead, right? Like, if you know beer and if you've been into craft beer, you've heard of Hill Farmstead, and they're like a 5-hour drive away from anything.
Yeah, and I'll bet they get mobbed on the regular.
And people travel there, and they drink their stuff, and they buy their bottles, and some of their bottles are not cheap, and it's a thing. Like, so it's, I always say, if you build it or you make it, they'll come, kind of thing. It's like
works for ballparks, right?
I'm trying right now. I always like to tell people, they're like, well, how are you doing here, kind of thing. And I always like, well, I'm surviving. I mean, and that's the truth. The business pays for itself. The other part of that is, I still haven't paid myself. I mean, but that's an ongoing thing in, this kind of world. So eventually
I ran a business like that for like 30 years, and I never actually paid myself, but I took myself to Mazer Cup every year. I took myself to, so I got value out of it, and that was good for me.
And the more I scale up and, get myself out there, so last week I drove all the way up to Grays Lake, North Chicago, basically up by Gurnee. And there is a place up there that moves a lot of mead. They love mead.
Okay.
The two owners, like, they are just super into mead. And then if they're
So are
into
you
it,
gonna
and
put your stuff in
they're,
there?
I'm in there. They
Oh, you
ordered.
are. Oh, cool.
They reached out to me right around
Right.
Sugar Belt
How
time.
how far away is
So
this place from you?
3.5 hours.
Oh, damn. In what
So
direction? Is it any closer to me?
they're straight north. So they're in
Oh,
Chicago, but
oh, okay.
they're
Well,
like
maybe then.
north of Chicago.
I get,
So
yeah, but I
so,
gotta go north of Chicago.
yeah,
Chicago, north on
yeah.
which side of the lake again is the next question.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So well, they're on the they're, what would they be?
On the
Probably
Wisconsin
45
side?
minutes from, yeah, they're Wisconsin.
Oh,
45
okay.
minutes south of Kenosha,
All
basically,
right.
or
I
somewhere
will
around
hit
in
you up offline for the name because when I go to Milwaukee, which is where the Mazer is this fall,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
it'll be
right?
there. Yeah,
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 right.
that's
I
close.
gotta go right around
Yeah.
there. So what the hell? I might as well take a detour. So
Yep.
works for me.
It,
Yeah,
it's like maybe 10 to 15 minutes off of 94 right there.
I
Like,
could do that.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then from there you can even stop by, then go into Pips, He's
Yeah,
not too far
Pips, and
away from there.
I gotta find out where. I also gotta find out where. Oh, I hate it when I lose a name. This getting old stuff sucks. I'm just telling y'all. Kevin knows because he's there with me, but you're still a youngster.
Hey, I'll be 48. I'll be 48 Sunday.
No way, really? Oh, okay, I would have figured you for the other end of 40, but okay.
Yeah, no.
Oh, all right. So we're gonna have to wind things up here, but before we let you go, Rob posted something on the chat there. I don't know if you're on the chat.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, that there's an app called Onyx.
Yeah, oh, I wrote that down. Thank you,
Okay,
Rob.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, in case you hadn't seen it, I wanted to make sure you
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
So yeah, I will definitely I'll be utilizing that.
yeah. There you go. Yeah,
Thank
Rob's.
you.
See, when Rob goes live with his, because he's in Alpena, which is a biggish town. It's pretty good size. It's not ginormous or anything. I mean, it's not Detroit, but
Yeah.
or Ann Arbor, but it's still a biggish town. And this part of the state, everything north of Michigan 10 is basically a resort town.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like just crap loads of bitty little towns, but we all survive on the summer. Like right now, we're overrun with fudgies. We actually get traffic jams. Yeah, we call them fudgies because in the olden days before dinosaurs, before there was dirt, when I was young, they would come up, and Doug Murdoch's makes fudge, and they used to only sell it at Mackinac Island.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then these broaden out. You could get it in Mackinac
Uh,
City, and then you could get it in Manistee, and then you could get it in Gaylord. And now you get it down here. But it used to be they'd come up here and they'd do their cabin thing, and then they'd go on up and get them some fudge. So fudgies.
That's great. Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to be one of those fudgies. Basically, we would.
yeah. I was for 30 years. I mean, I didn't live here, so yeah.
Yeah. We used to go up to Petoskey
Mm-hmm.
every other year, and that was like up until around 2012. So I went up there every other year for 8 years, basically. So I went up there 4, then a couple years we doubled up, but and it was great. So, but
Oh, it's
I love
awesome.
Mackinac Island. I love that whole area.
Yeah.
That was what's funny is I got up there, and that was when I first started going up there. It was before I was really into, everything else, right? I like maybe a winery or something, and we'd go to a craft brewery, or if there was hardly anything then, because it was like 2004 or 5, 6,
now
like
they're everywhere. And
yeah, now it's
we've
everywhere.
got,
So
my little town, the actual town closest to me, because my town is 600, but the next one up the road is like 5,000, 6,000, something like that. Used to be 10, but then they closed the Catholic school and everybody moved away. But yeah, well, both. I mean, they happened at different times, but all of us, we grew up here and then we left because there wasn't any jobs. But it's still got 2 breweries.
wow.
Yeah, and they're like less than a quarter mile apart from each other. I mean, literally, you can walk from one to the other in about 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I think every town should have somebody producing alcohol. I don't know.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been hitting all the ones all around here, so we've been hitting all the other little towns and seeing what they got. But yeah, it's cool. I like it. It's pretty awesome. We're not as bad as Colorado, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're
When I
working
was
on
at when I was at Brewers Cup, I stayed with a guy that I know from. Well, I met him in Detroit and in Indy, but friends with Bill and Michelle. But
it. Right, yeah.
so I'm staying there, and then I'm meeting up with the other people that I've been judging with, right? And he goes, "Oh, well, have them just come over here." He goes, 2 blocks away, there's a brewery. Well, and it's like a brewery tasting room, basically a tap room. So I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, like seriously, like so within like 3 miles, there were like 4 or 5 breweries, and you're just like, we're in residential area
Yeah.
of Indianapolis, like
Important. It's important.
so, yeah, it was great, and then so just being able to have that
It is.
option, and then,
It's nice. Yeah, when we go to the UP, I already looked up all the breweries in the area that weren't there when I was going to college there, obviously.
yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. We got all day Saturday, and I figured breweries, restaurants, another brewery, another restaurant, something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I took that trip.
go to the Catholic monastery where they sell boozy food.
Ah,
Okay, so there's this place called it's called the Jam Pot, and there's this little Catholic monastery way back in the woods in the Keweenaw, the part of the UP that sticks up into Lake Superior, so the thumb, if you turn Michigan sideways,
yeah.
and flip it 180 degrees. But yeah, it's like up in the middle of. I mean, it's as BFE as you're gonna get, and they have a shop called the Jam Pot, and I'm assuming they use the proceeds to help run the monastery because there are costs, and they've got like brandy peach jam. They make a fruit cake and I don't like fruit cake. Most fruit cakes are crap, in my opinion. The ones you like buy at the store and stuff, they're crap.
Yeah.
And yeah, and they make these fruit cakes, and they're just, this is the kind of cake they have in heaven, I mean, it was just so good, so good. And and everything they did had booze in it. And I'm like, maybe I'll switch to being Catholic. But yeah, it's fun. People like that stuff.
That sounds awesome.
It does. Yeah. If you get up that way, let me know, and I'll go up there with you. It's cool. But we should let you go.
All right. I thank you for having me. Thanks for the tips, Rob. I will be using that. Always great to talk to you guys.
Anytime. I'll chat you up offline and get the name of those guys in Chicago for future reference when I come down in November.
Sounds great. You'll be impressed. They have a nice selection of mead. So
nice. I like to hear that. Cool.
I'll send you some pictures. All right.
Yeah. Sounds good, man.
Cool. Well, you guys have a great night. I hope to see you guys sometime.
Yep.
If not, I'll see you online.
All right, man.
All right.
Very good.
Night, Corey.
Night.
Okay. A whole bunch of events because hey, Mead Day is Saturday. Did you know that? If you didn't, you should.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow, July 30th, Hidden Hive, Vista, California, Cheese and Bees, a social cheese and mead event. July 30th, Viking Alchemist Meadery in Smyrna, Georgia, mead and improv. My brain always says Smyrna. I know that's not how it's said, but it's just what my brain does. Yeah. July 31st, Breeden's Orchard in Juliet, Tennessee has mead and meditate. Skeptic Meadery meads provided. August 1st, Bumbling Fools Meadery in Minneapolis, Kevin's home, summer comedy showcase. Okay, so August 2nd until I tell you otherwise, White Bear Meadery, Maplewood, Minnesota. Apis Mead Winery, Carnegie, Pennsylvania. Heidelberg Meadworks, Esperance, New York. Funktastic Meads and Beer in Midlothian, Virginia. Scottson Brothers, Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. They actually are pairing up with the meadery. Brothers Drake Meadery, Columbus, Ohio. W.A. Meadworks, Lindenhurst, New York. Alternative Beverage, Belmont, North Carolina. I always hate these Polish names, or these Swiss names and Polish names and such throw me. Medsi Dedai Eckert in Zofingen, Switzerland. Viking Alchemist, Smyrna, Georgia. Honey Girl Meadery, Durham, North Carolina. Fay Nectar. Okay, August 3rd. Here we go. We're off Mead Day now. Kingview Meadery, or no, I'm sorry, Fay Nectar in Lake Lure, North Carolina. Mead and Mischief D&D night. AJ could get into that. August 6th, Kingview Meadery, Mount Lebanon, PA, trivia night. August 6th, Hidden Hive, Vista, California, Cheese and Bees, a social cheese and mead event. August 9th, Four Fires Meadery in Maumee, Ohio, make your own mead, hands-on fermentation workshop. August 9th, Four Brothers Mead, Festus, Missouri, Discord and Rhyme, live music. Somehow I got the Four Fires in there twice. So August 9th, Four Fires, Maumee, Ohio, make mead. August 10th, St. Ambrose Cellars, Beulah, Michigan, Alpaca Palooza with Northern Alpacas. I'm so going to that. August 13th, Hidden Hive, Vista, California, Cheese and Bees, a social cheese and mead event. August 14th, Breeden's Orchard, Mount Juliet, Tennessee, Mead Meditate, Skeptic Meadery Meads. August 16th, Doggone Bees, Apiary and Meadery in Hanover, PA, mead making class. August 16th, Four Brothers Mead, Festus, Missouri, Blight of Many, live music. August 16th, D-Men Tap, Chicago, Illinois, Mead Fest 2025. And September 13th, and this is just because this is a big one, St. Ambrose Cellars, Beulah, Michigan, Barn Dance 2025. This is an annual event that they do. It's pretty cool. Coming up in 2 weeks, we've got Matt Mead, who's been cleaning up all over the country with competitions. He's really doing good this year. So we're going to get him on here and chat about that. And then August 26th, we will have Brian Green, and he runs Center Imports. He's the importer that is bringing Eastern European meads into the States. You can actually buy his stuff on Vino Shipper. So he'll be here on the 26th, and we're scheduling out from there. So in the meantime, we'll see y'all. Be excellent to one another.
Take care.
Night.